For nearly 150 years in Detroit, through diphtheria and smallpox, polio and penicillin. From the world's first successful open heart surgery at Harper Hospital in 1952, to the biggest investment in the city's history, $800 million, building America's most modern hospitals right here in Detroit. DMC, always there.
The views and opinions expressed on Detroit Wants to Know with Steve Hood are not those of WADL TV 38 or Adele Broadcasting Corporation.
People moving out, people moving in. Why? Because of the color of the skin. Run, 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 but you sure can't hide. Well, nobody's interested in learning but the teacher. Segregation, determination, demonstration, integration, aggravation, humiliation, obligation to our nation. That's what the world is today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching WADL TV, and this is Detroit Wants to Know. Look, this week we saw the departure of Karen Dumas and the rehire of Kirk Lewis. There's a big shakeup at City Hall, and we've got a budget crisis going on, but let's go through the chronology of what's happening so that you can get a better view of it. Here we go. 44 appointees depart the Bing administration over the last 2 years. Trusted ally Kirk Lewis is asked to leave the administration for purportedly going behind the mayor's back to lobby for the emergency financial manager job at DPS. Mismanagement of federal funds uncovered in the Health and Human Services Department. Let's continue. Deputy Mayor Saul Green tenders his resignation. Then Rochelle Collins files a suit, among other things, alleging that the mayor and Kirk Lewis conspired to have the mayor become EFM of Detroit and Lewis become the emergency financial manager of the Detroit Public Schools, thus neutering and eliminating the Detroit City Council and the Detroit School Board. And the culmination of this, Karen Dumas is fired as her job as City Communications Director, and Kirk Lewis is rehired as Chief of Staff. Okay, let's break this down just real quick. This is really fishy. Number one, why was Kirk Lewis rehired after he was asked to leave? There's plenty of ink on this. What is up? Does his rehiring validate the claim inside of the Rochelle Collins suit? Let's continue here. Why did Saul Green leave? Why did he leave? We're never going to know because Saul Green has too much class to tell us. He's not going to spit venom on a former employer. Finally, why was Karen Dumas made the scapegoat? Was she the evil, vile, power-hungry woman she was portrayed to be in the press? Or was she just an appointee that saw things in disarray and stepped to the plate? I think it's the latter. I think she stepped up. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here today because of a conflict, but she's promised me she's going to come on in July, and we're going to talk about that. Look, it's a simple Machiavellian saga. She had to take the fall when things didn't go right. Mayor Bing, we need you to survive. We need you to succeed. You have 2 years left. 2 years to get it done. We need you to do something with Detroit Works. So in order to do that, number one, this is what you have to do. Settle the lawsuit. Number two, work with City Council. Get a turnaround team in here. Take Schneider up on his offer to bring in expert help for you. Get a turnaround team. Work with City Council on a viable plan. Mayor Bing, there's 1 second left on the clock. Detroit is 2 points down. We need you to show a three-pointer. I know you understand what this means. You can make that three-pointer. We need you to hit it, my man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we had something else miraculous happen this week in Detroit. This whole new Detroit Public Schools EAS concept was announced at Renaissance High School this week. I have here today the consummate expert on the Detroit Public Schools, Chastity Pratt Dawsey, who's been covering them for years with the Free Press, and Chastity, what is the EAS and what does it mean for us? I look at it, Ron.
Thanks for having me, Steve. Okay, first, everyone needs to understand that the Education Achievement System,
That's what it's called.
that's what it's called, the EAS, was created this week, and it's a statewide district for the bottom 5% performing schools in the state. It's going to get started, however, in Detroit with the possibly up to 34 schools that are currently part of the Detroit Public Schools will become part of this EAS. That'll happen in the 2012-2013 school year. And then from there, they're going to start adding other low-performing schools, maybe from Pontiac, maybe from Benton Harbor, maybe from Highland Park, who knows. There are 200 of these schools throughout the state that we call the bottom 5%. But they're going to start with those 34 or so in Detroit.
Now, I understand there's going to be 11-member statewide board, all right, and parent advisory groups. And part of the reason for it taking over 2012, the whole year, is because they have to raise money and change some legislation.
Well, there's a lot of things going on. Okay, so there's going to be this EAS. It's going to take over about 34 schools. You're still going to have Detroit Public Schools, right? The good thing about, or the thing that they're saying is the good thing about this EAS is this is not going to have any debt. Okay.
How do they eliminate debt?
Well, if you take 34 schools out of the district, put them in a separate district, it's like a whole new ballgame. They have no debt over here in this new school district. So these schools can operate free from the Detroit Public Schools debt, right?
Well, they claim that they're going to be able to spend, because of no debt, they're going to be able to spend 95% of their dollars on education.
That's what the hope is. But really, it all depends on what is classroom costs. You know, is that your security guards? Is that your tech people? Is that your lunchroom people? We've spoken to experts who say that's probably not going to be possible because you need other things, other people that will come up to more than 5%. It's going to be hard to say you're going to spend 95% in the classroom.
In your article this week, you said it was going to be around 65%.
Well, the national average is 65% of costs are spent in the classroom.
And right now, what is it in Detroit?
Detroit spends about 55%, they're saying, of their costs directly on classroom instruction. But it all depends on what you call a classroom cost. So this new EAS is supposedly going to spend 95% of its money in the classroom. Okay,
as we prepare to wrap up here, it looks like unions are going to have a little problem with this. The faculty at EMU has said that they didn't want any part of it, and it looks like some work rules are going to be changed if they're actually going to have longer days.
Okay, so the first leader of the EAS is going to be Roy Roberts, who is also right now the emergency manager for the Detroit Public Schools.
Right.
And so he has some wide powers to get into contracts, change them, modify them, labor agreements currently with the DPS. So a lot of that still has to be worked out, but what we saw happen this week is in order to get this district going, the Eastern Michigan University and the Detroit Public Schools had to get together and sign an interlocal agreement to create the statewide district. They did so. But we have to remember that Eastern has a very active faculty union, and they want no parts of any kind of system that is going to be involved in what they call union busting. That's going to be involved in with Roy Roberts saying this contract is null, this contract goes this way. They don't want anything to do with an EM who's going to change the rules of engagement with the labor unions.
Okay, one last thing. I didn't see on the list of schools that are going to be part of the EAS the contract schools. Are they, they were low performing, they were horribly performing. Are they included in this or what?
As you know, Steve, Detroit Public Schools has a few schools that are run under contracts. Well, those contracts, now that we have Roy Roberts in charge of Detroit Public Schools, can come, can go, can be null and voided. These schools can be open today and shut tomorrow. So my understanding is those schools aren't necessarily going to be part of this EAS or this whole low-performing school district because they are not standalone entities. They can be here today, gone tomorrow.
Okay, fly by night, like some churches.
They exist at the pleasure of the emergency manager.
Well, let's hope Roy Roberts is pleasured. I think so. Anyway, Chastity Pratt-Dawsey, thank you very much for clearing that up for our listeners. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned to the EAS. When we come back, we're going to talk to you about a situation that Mayor Bing must solve this year, or you might see some of your friends back out on the street. Get your pen and paper ready in case you know somebody who's wrongly accused. This is Steve Hood. You're watching Detroit Wants to Know. This is TV 38. We'll be right back.